Hey, this is Matt once again. What about channel videos? Another paid request for my friend Efree. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the new Barbarians. But I think I have seen this film back in the day, but it was called Warriors of the Wasteland. And when I say back in the day, as in when I was a kid, it was that and Warriors of the Lost World. So I would get the two confused, but Warriors of the Lost World is the one with the talking motorcycle. Going bingo, bingo, bingo. Robert Dante from the Exterminator films. I think Percy's Combative instructed the motion picture. Donald Pleasance was in it. And this is Warriors of the Wasteland, directed by Enzo Castellari, who directed the film 1990, The Bronze Warriors. And it stars this guy named Giancarlo Prete. I can't pronounce his name correctly. Fred Williamson. Fred the Hammer's in this as well. Also, I think George Eastman, the guy who is the title villain creature in Anthropophagus, and he did a lot of these other Italian films. It's an Italian, take on Mad Max, The Road Warrior, that type of stuff. It's 2019, after the Holocaust. You know this because it tells us, and there's corpses of folks that look like they're in spacesuits. And this group called the Templars are wiping out people for, I guess, a better world. They have these white suits and they have crazy hair. Like one guy has a Fabio, not my friend Fabio, but the I can't believe it's not butter Fabio type of haircut. And that character's name is Shadow. You have this other guy who's got this mohawk, colored, I think purple, was it? A mohawk? And they kill these survivors that are just minding their own business. And it's one of those films, this is trash, but it's fun trash. What I mean by that is, an Italian film like this, either you got some goofy but fun gore, cheap looking designs but ambitiously creative, where we got some tin cans and aluminum foil and some stuff from Radio Shack, but damn it, we're gonna try to do what we can with it. So they have these vehicles that might as well have been golf carts that they got, but damn it, one's gonna have a cannon in front of it and shoot people, one's gonna have a flamethrower in front of it, one's going to have this blade that sticks out and cuts someone's head off. So damn it, we're going to do what we can with it. I appreciate that ambitiousness. Instead of being boring with it. Because I didn't think the film was boring. It's also funny that people shoot regular guns, but the regular guns have laser sounds. You don't see the lasers. They'll pew, pew, pew. But it's a fucking regular gun they're firing. So the Templars wipe out those folks. That cuts to our lead character. Now, he's one of the issues I have with it because he's a very boring, bland... He almost looks a bit like Eric Bogosian, the guy from Talk Radio and the bad guy in Under Siege 2. Like, face-wise, he kind of looks like Eric Bogosian. And he is dubbed as well. And, I mean, this is before Eric Bogosian's time, but that would have been funny if Eric Bogosian... If Eric voiced that character, I think that would have helped a lot. But, there's really not much to him. I mean, he's a guy who's named Scorpion. You find out he used to know the Templars, but now he's the enemy. He finds that group that's been fucked up, and one of them's alive. I guess there's these scavengers, but they look like the toilet paper clan, the TP clan, because they're all covered in this white, look like toilet paper. So I don't know what the deal was. I mean, talk about dirty deeds done dirt cheap. So he shoots the TP clan, and there's a guy there. Hey, am I suffering? He does. And then soon after, you have these other type of characters. There's this little boy that he goes to see who I guess his little boy lives by himself, and he's a master mechanic, and he's a little kid, but I guess he's a lot. How do I put it? He's a little kid, but at the same time, he knows how to do stuff that a little kid wouldn't know how to do. So, like, he fixes the lead's car. He finds, like, an ear under the hood. Like a piece. I mean, it's a very cheap effect, but imagine this part under the hood. And it's like, who is this? And the lead goes, some guy. That did make me laugh, I will admit. That's what I mean. Like, you get these kind of weird, quirky moments, and when you watch these kind of films, that's kind of the fun of it. Of what's going to happen next? Because it doesn't always follow the exact protocols that a typical film would follow. Is sometimes it's those weird, eccentric moments that help films like this get kind of a fun, trashy but fun narrative to it all. And the kid's able to fix it. He also has a deadly slingshot. So if Dennis the Menace killed people, that's what this kid is. And a murderous Dennis the Menace. He's willing... Because by the end, he's helping our heroes kill people with a slingshot. I kind of wish he went a step further and the slingshot like made people's heads explode, or like when you really see it go into the neck. But that's the idea, because the sound effect they use is so powerful, it just goes to the net. But I wish you saw like more detail, like you saw, but they probably couldn't afford it. But they could afford, like, the lead guy saves his girl, this lady. At a point he tumbles and he pulls out a gun and shoots a guy, and the guy's chest explodes. Now, yes, it's a dummy. It's an obvious dummy. But the dummy's chest explodes, and it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch how bloody it was, and just by that point, it was kind of tame. It might sound harsher, but it was a bit tame. Well, other than a guy's head got cut off. There's that. Which, again, is not Tom Savini effects, or Rob Bottin effects, but you know, it was charming in his low budget. That's the thing with practical effects. Even if they're not the best, there could be a good charm to them. There's still something real and practical going on. I don't feel that way with CGI. At least to me. I also find it funny that the lead guy does have a button on his car that he presses and the car door flies off. I did think that was funny. The star of the show is definitely Fred the Hammer Williamson. You can tell he's having a bit of fun with the role. A good fight is always exciting to me. And he's the most badass in the movie. There's like 3 times that Fred comes in to help the lead guy. To the point I'm saying, why don't you just make Fred Williamson the lead? Why don't you just make him the lead guy? He definitely has more personality and it factor than the lead guy. He's got a bow and arrow that has explosives. So at this point, he'll shoot a arrow into a guy's neck, and then the body explodes. That happens quite a few times in this. That he'll shoot an arrow into a guy's neck or into a person, and the arrows explode people. So, yeah. I guess before Rambo did it, and Rambo for Blood Part 2, C-450 explosive arrows, Fred the Hammer Williamson had it. He had the explosive arrows first, blowing up people. And that was fun to watch. I mean, yes, it's cheap dummies and blood, but it was fun to watch. Come on, Fred the Hammer Williamson in this crazy get-up from a 80s Nintendo game, shooting arrows and make a couple people explode. It's not like 50, but it's a couple people. saying lines like, "So you guys are following these people and this religious? Let me guess. Your leader's name is Moses? Yes. Okay." I'm just like, why isn't Fred just the lead? Why didn't you just make him the lead hero? Or just give him more screen time and just have him be the lead guy's partner, but still Fred's there to outshine and do everything in between. Which at least he's not in it for like 5 minutes. I'm glad for that. He does stick around, and I would say I liked his use better here than in. I'm trying to remember, was it The Bronze Warriors or was it another movie he was in? Might have been another movie. Was it 2019 After the Fall of New York? It was one of those movies and Fred was in it. I liked the way he was used better here. It felt like he was still in this film more compared to some of those other Italian films. And again, what he's able to do, and he carries over to the finale. Like he's not in it for just 5 minutes. He definitely helps the film quite a bit. And while Fred the Hammer is helping our lead at one point, the lead takes one of the bad guys, the Mohawk guy, and gets him into the tire of his car. So there's a wide shot where the guy's head is stuck to the under the car and the tire, and the dummy's just going along with the fucking car. Like that was entertaining at least. That was pretty funny. Wasn't meant to be, but it was pretty funny. Long story short, they find this settlement. They relax for a bit. The lead and the lady, maybe there's a bit of love story. Fred meets a girl, a little bit of fun. They go their separate ways. The lead guy gets caught. And then, how the hell do I explain this? The Templars bring them to their compound, and George Eastman has our lead tied up. And this initiation, I guess, to embarrass him before they kill him. He's tied up. His pants go down to show the lead's ass. And thankfully, the way they did this was edited in a very spontaneous way. And very quickly, so if you're epileptic, you may have a problem with it. To the point, it almost took me a full 30 seconds to realize what was happening. But I guess the bad guy rapes the hero. Which, I mean, there's a lot of movies where the bad guy does it to the woman, but there's not many times the bad guy does it to the lead hero character. So I guess that's, as one man would say, equal rights, equal fights. I don't know how else to put it. But at least it's edited in a way where you don't see any graphic stuff. It's barely quick editing of the crowd reacting, pop, 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 and then lights, and then up close shot of this, up close shot of that, and like very rapidly edit. I don't know how else to explain it. So I'm glad they don't go like into detail with it. I guess is what I'm saying. You don't even hear like screaming, pain, anything of that sort. It's like music playing, and the way they said, he gets it via editing. I don't know how else to put it. And that's what, yet again, like after that all happens, Fred comes in and he saves the lead. And the lead guy doesn't seem to react. There's no story about that later on, about this guy did this to me, and there's no story of like maybe does he feel less of a man because of it? Does it feel any kind of psychological trauma because of it? No, just nothing. Just goes along. Him and Fred go to the little kid. The little kid's fixes up the car and also is going to give him some. We're trying to find body armor. The most fucking ridiculous body armor you will ever see in a fucking movie. And then the bad guys have the settlement, and then our good guys come in. Fred's doing most of the work. Because the lead guy kills like 3 people. But Fred's doing most of the work because he's got the arrows blowing up this group of people, blowing up this group of people, putting an arrow in this net, body explodes. And even the kid's like... Fred and the kid are doing most of the work. I mean, what the fuck? Like, you would think, okay, this guy has a personal grudge against his group, against what they did to him personally. He's going to go rogue. He's going to go reckless. He's going to go insane and Rambo. No. He wanders in, and I get what the director's doing. He's trying to do... Let's see if I have the movie around here. He's trying to do this. Could get this out. He's trying to do this. Because there are times where... Okay, like the first time. The first time that... When the lead guy's saving the lady. And he's in a car and the guy with the mohawk's in the car. The way it's editing is the director trying to do Sergio Leone. Or up close face, up close face, up close shot here, up close shot here. Same with here where the guy enters and instead of, remember the ending of this movie where under the poncho he had a bulletproof vest? Same with here where he's wearing an outfit that looks kind of like a poncho. And there's up close to George Eastman, the bad guy, and our lead guy, as a bit where the bad guy shoots him. And he reveals this... The body armor is see-through plastic. So you see the guy's bare chest. You know when you buy something and it's in this clear plastic around it to protect your items, you take it out. That's the shit he's wearing. If you took that and you're able to put it over your fucking body, that's what it is. Or, I don't know how else, is this, again, it's a see-through plastic in the shape of his arms and chest. It looked fucking ridiculous. It looked really fucking ridiculous. I'm like, what the hell? Are you kidding me, man? What the shit? But that's what it is. And the bad guy's death wasn't that glorious. Spoiler alert. After Fred and the kid did most of the fucking work, the lead guy's chasing the bad guy, they're both in vehicles. The kid put this drill thing in the front of the lead guy's car. So it goes in and drills, and you get the idea, it goes into the bad guy. And the bad guy reacts, but you don't see anything in detail. I mean, the one guy with the mohawk had more of a glorious death. It was funny, where his head puts under the vehicle and is dragged around. And then the one guy, Shadow, who's got the Fabio swirling puff of hair, he's one of the 3 the good guy kills because he shoots down this barrel and it burns and fucks up the guy's face. Here's he reacts to being drilled and then he's dead and the car goes and it hits a wall and blows up. That should have been the bit where the good guy gets his gun and George Eastman's body should have blown up. They should have saved that shot earlier when he rolls and shoots it. They should have saved that for the end. Or if you don't do that, shoot, but the head blows up. Like, it should have been much more of a bigger, glorious death for the villain. So, I mean, it's not a film I love. It was a film that was fun to watch. It was fun to revisit because, like I said, I've had vague memories of it when I was a kid. I got more out of this compared to some of the other Italian films just because of those fun, quirky moments. You know, the blade that comes out of the side, cuts the guy's head off. Some of the fun gore bits. Fred the Hammer being in there. Even the stuff like that looks goofy, it did make me laugh, so I got some entertainment out of it. And enjoyment out of it. The murderous Dennis the Menace. The Fred having the explosive arrows before Rambo. Like I say, if you don't have your bad guy do that to the good guy, then the good guy should be getting a lot more punishment onto the bad guys, especially the lead bad guy. But again, Fred and the kid did more damage and did more stuff, so I don't know what the thinking is behind that. I just think it was, well, I have a drill, you drilled me, so I'm going to drill you a different way. But maybe if it has some up-close shots of he looks down, and just have an up-close shot of the drill coming out of his stomach. Or maybe have like a quick shot where have like we've seen this in a lot of movies where the guy could be sitting this way, but then the rest of the half is just a dummy, and just have a drill come in and he's doing like this, at least a little, like that alone would have helped and worked out a bit. But anyway. But yeah, the lead guy wasn't really that charismatic to me. Again, didn't help the way he was dubbed, and I just, like I said, I'm like, just make Fred the good guy. I mean, he's a good guy, but just make him the lead. He's definitely more interesting. I think that would have helped. But like I said, it was funny to see the Templars, and Fred's character has a bit of dialogue about the Templars. Oh yeah, those group of, it starts with it starts with a Q and rhymes with rears. I'll put it that way. I'm not going to say the word. Starts with a Q and rhymes with tears. Or rears. So you get what I mean. So I'm like, okay, so that whole group are, okay. Apparently it's supposed to be part of the plot, and that's why their initiation is that. Even if to a person they're ready to kill. Okay. Could you imagine a shitload of articles today writing about this movie? But yeah, as it is, yeah, I had some fun with it. I had some trashy fun. Did I love the film to death? No, but again, you did see Fred the Hammer Williamson shooting arrows and blowing up people at least a couple times. So that counts for something. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.